everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am thrilled to be here in beautiful Koh Phangan. We're here partly for the Koh Phangan Fruit Festival, which has been incredible so far. And one of the benefits of these festivals is meeting really amazing people, one of whom is sitting next to me right now.
Thank you.
So this is Dr. Andrea Abazari, who is a holistic dentist, among other things, which we'll talk about in a few moments. But I thought it'd be lovely to ask Andrea a few questions, because one of the issues or one of the challenges or fears when people are eating a fruit-based diet is fear around teeth hygiene. So what better way to address this than with somebody who has experience in the fruity lifestyle and is a trained holistic dentist himself. So thank you so much for being here with me and answering some of these questions. So the first question I have is around this fear. Why do you think there is this fear around dental hygiene in the fruity community?
I suggest to clean teeth, because many times people became fruitarian and say, okay, I don't need it anymore, I'm living a natural way and now I don't need to wash my teeth. But actually I suggest to reduce the times you wash your teeth, but at least one per day. I suggest actually before you go to sleep to clean your teeth, because it's the time where the acidity increase in the mouth. So if you go to sleep without cleaning your teeth, probably you increase the work of the bacteria and they reproduce faster, because they like acid environment. But actually there is less need of cleaning the teeth, and the sugars that you eat is like mixed with fibers, in the fruits. So it's not like maybe it's different from juicing or something, because the sugars are more free to move. But when they're in fibers, and you bite them, you need more time from the sugar to be released and to be used. So doesn't create some problem. The problem should be when you eat like mango or oranges or something like that. That is like with sugar and it stick between one teeth and another.
Yeah.
So we should even use dental floss for this reason. But
that's super helpful. So in general, on a fruity diet, one that has good amounts of fiber, whole food fruity diet, even if you're having maybe a little bit of juice, your recommendation would be just once a day right before bed in terms of brushing the teeth.
Yeah, and not suddenly after eating, because overall for acid fruits like orange, lemon or similar can create some problem to the animal brushing the teeth, so it's better to wait maybe half an hour.
That's super helpful. So, Andrea, maybe walk us through a day in terms of dental hygiene. So if you are brushing your teeth before bed, what other things should we be doing in terms of taking care of our teeth? So if we're not brushing in the morning, what should we do? What would you recommend doing?
I recommend always to check your situation to a dentist for any kind of problem that could come. And maybe a dental hygiene, like if you need it every 6 months, or check to some dentist every 6 months. You never know, but actually there is a reduction of many problems, because in the blood there is not so much acidity like in the meat eaters diet or something like that, and actually you will not have that diseases that those people have. So you can be like you don't have to have any fear actually, and it works. Like it's a natural diet. So when you go to a natural diet, the problems start to go near the zero.
I love that you said that, and I absolutely agree. It's been my personal and my professional experience that if you are taking care of your teeth, I think there is that natural hygiene philosophy, which is beautiful, but part of that can just be this idea that I don't need to brush my teeth or take care of my teeth anymore because I'm so close to nature. But I think if you are taking care of your teeth, the teeth is connected to our entire ecosystem, so it's all connected. And my personal experience was when I went raw now 8 years ago, my teeth have been very strong. I've had no new cavities since that.
Yeah.
But I'm somebody who does brush my teeth every day, usually once a day
important,
also.
yeah.
Has that been your experience personally, or have you had any challenges with the diet or with your teeth since moving?
Yeah, I don't have any. My teeth are strong, but from a genetic stuff. I mean, my parents are Persian, and all the Persian I visit, they have like so strong teeth. It's even impossible to throw them away because they're really strong and hard skin. And so I never had dental problem, and even less now. So that's only the only thing I noticed that I don't need to wash my teeth so often like at first. So at first 3 times per day, now 1 is enough.
What do you do? So in the morning you wake up, do you do anything like coconut oil pulling? What's your dental hygiene? What's your regimen for the day?
Actually, I dry fast during the morning. I just drink coconut water during the day and maybe other juices, or just biting fruits. And during the night sometimes I make a salad, or I make a zucchini spaghetti, or some of our Fruitarian dishes, but nothing else, and for me it's enough. I mean, when you clean your body is really able to absorb all the nutrients, so you don't need that amount of food that many people need, because they eat cooked food. It's like that food, no nutrients, you destroy all the proteins, vitamins, you destroy amino acids, and then you need to eat a lot. But actually, when of course, that when you eat raw fruits and you live in such beautiful conditions, you don't need so much food.
What about flossing? Do you floss, and when do you floss?
Only after the only time I wash my teeth, I use even the dental floss.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit, if you're okay, about a lot of us in this community, whether vegan, raw vegan, just healthy lifestyle, we're more aware of trying to avoid chemicals and unnecessary procedures that might have chemicals. And so I know that I started looking for holistic dentists like you. They can be hard to find around the world. So what are your suggestions around finding a dentist who is holistic minded? What questions should we ask somebody? Because maybe they don't say I'm a holistic dentist, but they have that philosophy. How can we figure out when we're thinking about a dentist if this is somebody who's going to be more holistic minded and avoid sort of more of these artificial or chemical
The first
things?
thing is that they should understand how much these chemicals are like, how much they can kill someone. I mean, there is not enough importance about the chemicals we have in the mouth. It's, I think, very important to remove the black fillings, but with a safe procedure. And many dentists just throw out black fillings without many safe procedures. So we should use the dam to protect the rest of the body from the black fillings while you remove it, because if not, they are more dangerous than keep it in the mouth. And then we should even take something like coriander or parsley or some other like spirulina, something that can link these heavy metals and bring them away. Mercury is one of the worst and the more toxic material in the world. Probably can like pollute an entire lake. Only 1 milligrams of mercury can create a mess so imagine what can happen in our body. And now the dental community is like split. In the scientific world is split because it's not easy to show the problems, because when you put black fillings, it releases mercury like day by day in a small amount, so you get intoxicated like after maybe years. So it's not easy to link some important disease like Alzheimer or Parkinson or sclerosis directly with the mercury that you have in your mouth. Should be more easy if it happens in one day. So you put the black fillings and the day after you have some important problem. But this happens to somebody that is like the multiple sensibility to chemicals.
Yes.
And you put something in their mouth and they start to have like headaches from the same day until they remove it. So that's direct proof of what happens to more sensitive people. And so it's very important to remove these black fillings, but with the safest procedure. So you can find on the web many steps that every dentist should follow, and many is an important guides on how to protect the person from the removing of these materials. And then you can choose the dentist.
Great.
Asking. So first you study on YouTube or in Google, and then you find the right doctor, the right dentist that know that stuff and know how to remove the black fillings, because if not you can make more damage to your body.
And black fillings, just to be clear for everyone, is the mercury fillings, right? Okay. And is there any sites, people can Google and find, there's a lot of information but also misinformation. So are there any sites that you recommend for people to look or research for maybe where they would find this information about how they should? I liked your suggestion of something I could do is next time I'm thinking about a dentist and I want to take out a mercury filling, for example, I could ask them, do you use a dam, when you remove?
Yeah.
So that's
First
one
step,
question.
Yeah.
So is there any other maybe website or platform you would recommend people could go to find out things that they could ask or dentists around?
In Italy I know where, but in English I think that I think even some recommend from ADA, you will find something even there.
Just Google on ADA, the American Dental Association.
Yeah, I think
example.
They have some suggestion, but if not, you can. But I think very important is to insulate the body, so a mask, some glasses, even oxygen during the procedure. You should put a mask from oxygen, because when you remove the black fillings, you spread a lot of mercury around, so you should avoid this using many procedures to cover the body. I knew some dentists in Italy, maybe they are even they use too much procedure,
too
like
much.
Seems to be like going on a
Like
space with them.
or something.
They have a suit but maybe that's too much. But it's important the dam and some procedure, something to, as I told you, some like spirulina and other stuff that can clean.
Chelate and take out the
chelate and take away.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You have some wonderful. I feel like I really enjoyed. We talked a little bit before the video, and you talked a little bit about the connection between the bones and the brain. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think this can be very helpful.
It's so important, and I work with a chiropractic. This chiropractic man told me many tips, and we discovered that it's very important to don't split the left part and the right part, upper part of the maxilla. I mean, the maxilla is made with two bones that they are not they don't stay together. That they have a little movement, and this little movement is like 16 times per minute. And this movement is connected from the maxilla even to the other bones of the skull and what happens when we splint it? So with some orthodontics procedure, but even worse when we put implants and we put an entire prosthetics on the top, we just block this movement. We just block this central line that has to be free, and blocking that, we block even the other bones that are connected, and this create it lower the activity and the functions of the brain and the two hemispheres. And what happens that the brain actually, like the other bones, they move 16 times per minute. So when you lower this movement, you start to have some problem. You start to, in few months, you start to lost a bit your memory. You start to have coordination problems. because the two hemisphere doesn't work properly, and after a while, after a few years, actually you can even problem like Alzheimer or Parkinson. So and the combination, of course, of heavy metals and animal proteins, and then this problem like mechanical problems bring you to this disease is very fast, very quick. Yeah, so many people with perfect prosthetics works, but with this kind of problem after 3 years maybe that they block this. So maybe we can make this procedure splitting like 8 a prosthetics made by 8 teeth from the central incisor to the left and from the other central incisor to the right,
as opposed
but
to
not
binding
together.
them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not an entire U, but to see that they don't block the central line.
Wow,
and that's so important. It's so important that it's a discovery of this chiropractic, because they work analyzing the brain and the connection between all the body, not all. And because many times in the classic medicine we just study piece of all the body, not all the body together. So this is the holistic vision. Is not something theoretical or something like many people think that this holistic vision is not so solid. No, it's not so real, but actually it's very important and it's very effective if you know some tips like this.
Yes, this is huge. I know that not everything that is true, we know this more and more, has been studied and is published. We know that. But I'm curious if there has been any published papers around what you're sharing that people could look up. And if not, no worries. I think what you're saying is provocative and interesting enough. But
like you told, until now there is I think nothing. There is only some study that relate the lack of teeth with the mental diseases. So when you lost your teeth, you start to have mental diseases. If you go to some sanitary places and you watch into the mouth of the people, they don't have teeth actually, or they lost a lot of teeth, and that's created because it's like strictly connected to the central system, nervous central system, and it create the lack of teeth create a lot of problem to the brain actually directly, and even your posture change. So if you lack your teeth, your mandibula cannot, your lower jaw cannot support the whole head and the whole brain. So you start to go forward, and then until a while, we saw that in the past. Many old people,
Yes.
Now, thanks to the prosthetics, we have a correct posture, even the old people. But at the beginning, it was like that, and then you block your intestine, you create problem to your lungs and to your heart, and you're going to die. But with the correct position and the correct teeth and the presence of all the teeth on your mouth, you avoid many postural problems and many internal diseases.
I love that you shared that, because again it speaks to the holistic nature of teeth. And a lot of people say, well, teeth issues are really a cosmetic issue, they're a vanity issue, and what you're really showing is that it's not. It's vital to our brain health, to our heart lung health, to our longevity basically. I love that connection.
Absolutely.
I'm curious also, because you talk about how teeth issues can create postural problems. Do you know if the opposite can happen? So if you are somebody maybe who has postural issues, this whole thing of looking at the screen too much or problems, does that then possibly lead to dental issues? There are a
lot of dental procedures that can really help, like bites. The bite is a dental procedure that we have to put in our lower jaw for the reason I told you before. So when we put the bite on the upper part, it's okay. It's the same thing in a postural way. I mean, it fixes your posture, but it creates this block. So must be on the lower part. Or we can make other procedure like brackets-free, metal-free dentistry. So with some appliance, like the they're made by silicone or other materials that you have to chew with them, and they recreate the space, and they make the teeth grow again, and they give you back this vertical dimension that many times we lost, losing teeth or just
grinding or holding our tension.
This tension create a lower of this dimension, and this create all the other problems. So, and we lost a lot of energy from here. Like many people has tension here because of this losing, because they lose this dimension, the vertical dimension, the dimension to go from the nose to the lips and to the chin, and then your muscle, like, they decrease and they became stronger and harder, and you lost the energy because you waste a lot of energy here, and you don't have energy for the rest of your body. So we saw that people with bite, they increase of 20 or 30% their abilities, like in sports. And they take back their energy even for other diseases. So they find more energy to fight the diseases they are struggling with. So the bite is I think, an important procedure, and when I make tests to people, I see their energy completely change with kinesiological tests. We see that suddenly this energy increase with a procedure in the mouth.
Amazing.
It's very important.
Super helpful, and really for me, it's things I hadn't heard before. So I think this would be really useful to the people listening. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And I suggest to everyone that should go to dentist that works with chiropractic. Because it's so connected, because they cannot work without dentists, and dentists should not work without people that practice osteopathy or chiropractic, because they have to work together.
It makes sense to me from a medical point of view, because we know that healthy bones and healthy teeth are so connected, that physiologically a lot of the material and the minerals that are important for one are important for the other. So what you're saying resonates very much with me.
Great. Thank you.
So what's also amazing about Andrea is that he's not just a holistic dentist, he's also one of the owners of the Fruitarian Experience, which is an amazing restaurant here in Koh Phangan, and I'll show some footage of that in this video.
Ooh, nice.
Burrito. Carbonara. You're just doing some really interesting projects, and would you like to share anything that you're excited about, or any projects that you're working on with the...
Yeah, this restaurant was my dream, because actually it's a restaurant. It's vegan, gluten-free, nuts-free. We don't fry anything. It's very, very healthy, and it's good for celiacs. It's good for meat eaters. It's good for fruitarians, for everyone. So it could be even a meeting point, a cultural center, and that was my dream. Actually, I really believe that we are fruitarian. I mean, we are made to eat fruits. Even our teeth show us that we are like frugivore. Our insides are level at the same level of the canine. No one is sharp, and so that's meaning that we are not carnivore, but we are even different from herbivores, and we are different from birds and squirrel that they should eat seeds. So actually, we are made to eat fruits, and what I'm doing and you are doing is like share this with all the people that doesn't believe that or doesn't know that, and the other things I do is related to that. So I make a retreat in Italy and even here in Thailand to help people to stay in a raw diet and even meditate and practicing yoga.
Great.
That's so important, and reconnect to ourselves in some way. And I even create a website in which you can find some news and some information, and even some products, like very suddenly I will put even the pasta made with the plantain flour, because it's gluten-free and it's healthy. No many sugars because the green bananas has not so many
starchy,
sugars like the yellow bananas.
Yeah.
And other products that could help people to give up to some addiction, like pasta bread and other flour that has gluten inside and give us a lot of addiction. So it can be for a transition diet can be very useful, this kind of pasta.
That's
because
great.
and even the children like it because they taste a bit banana instead of the untasty seeds that we usually use.
Yeah, lovely.
And then I'm creating an eco village, vegan fruitarian eco village here in Koh Phangan, because I think it's the future. We cannot live anymore in a crazy society that run to the wall, to the nowhere. And so it could be the future and the present and probably the only way to heal this planet, because we destroy everything. So we start to rebuild in a natural way. So planting trees and living together in a community in peace. And I think that's the future. So
beautiful. Thank you for the work you are doing.
Thanks.
Really. Can you share
you.
with our community where, if anyone's interested in connecting with you about your work, all the different types of work you're doing, whether it's with the restaurant or with the eco village or holistic dentistry, or just to connect with Andrea, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook as Andrea Abazari, or just on fruitevolution.it. But we have even a part in English, so don't worry. Yeah, that's the best way.
Perfect. I'll leave a link to Andrea's sites below in the description box, so definitely check that out. I just want to say thank you again for spending time with me, with us, and for sharing your knowledge and your experience and your beautiful energy.
Thanks.
And from us in Koh Phangan, we are sending you so much love. Take